Affirmative. All right, we're looking at Fight for the Olympus, flipping through the cards. And how many cards exactly? 99 cards. Let's do it. All right, Helen. She costs a yellow card. You got to discard a yellow, a red, and a green to cast her to one of these 7 slots. Or like if you don't have all the cards, you can spin the discs. So this can pay for one of the yellows, and this can pay for one of the greens, or this can pay for one of the reds. After Helen attacks, you may move her to a free space on your side. She may not attack again this round. And she's she swings for 2 damage, and she can take up to 5 damage on her. Ajax. A lot of people say this game is too luck dependent on the cards that you happen to draw, but I've only played like the twice, but I really like it though from the 2 games I played. Ajax, as long as Ajax is in play, you draw 1 additional card in phase 3. All right, so that's a 3/5 right there, but it costs a lot. A green, a yellow, red, and a blue. And Perseus costs 4. When you play Perseus, you may place an enemy unit of your choice on the discard pile. So that's an ETB as soon as he gets revealed or whatever. And he's a 1/4. Sword. When you play this sword, you receive 1 victory point, and it's an equipment. I think they get played onto units, so let me make sure about that. Equipment. Equipment cards are placed underneath the unit to improve its values, becoming 1 with the unit, but losing their own color in the process. Okay. You may only discard an equipment. You only discard an equipped unit when it is improved defense value is reached. When that happens, also discard the equipment card. You only discard an equipped unit when its improved defense value is reached. When that happens, also discard the equipped card. Yeah, so like, these can add defenses to a guy. So yeah. When you play this sword, you receive 1 VP. So this one in particular does not improve your defenses. Aeneas, 3-drop. When you play Aeneas, you may place an enemy soldier of your choice on the discard pile. Same power as the other guy. 2/3. Okay, yeah, this one gives you +1 attack, +1 power, +1 toughness. Yeah, but it loses its color though, so it'll be like this. Good stuff. All right, sword. When you play this sword, you receive 1 VP, +1 power. And then Achaeans, 1/1. Oh, for some reason, okay, I might be wrong, because this one just says +1, but not +1 toughness though. I don't know what that's about. Oh, okay, because equipment just says +1, but the guys themselves have the. Okay, I get it. Yeah. Well, yeah. Kind of confusing a little bit. Okay, Cassiopeia. When Cassiopeia attacks, you receive the area bonus instead of inflicting damage. And then, I didn't say this in this video, but if you attack into Troy with no blocker, then you get to draw a card. You attack into Delphi with no immediate blocker, then you get to take one of these colored discs. And they can be played, instead of discarding a colored card, you can discard the disc. And then when you attack into whatever this is, Mount Olympus, and there's no blockers, then you can get a VP. And then 1st to 7 on that tug of war wins the game. Cassiopeia. Mopsus does not take damage from red cards. 1/3. Caster. Every time Caster attacks a soldier, draw 1 card. 1/3. Palamedes. When you play Palamedes, you may heal 1 damage on one of your heroes, 1/3. Rhesus, when you play Rhesus, you may inflict 1 damage on an enemy hero of your choice, 1/2. Iolus, when Iolus attacks, your opponent draws 1 card, 1/3. Well, that's kind of a horrible card. It's a horrible card. Hellenus, 2-drop. When you play Hellenus, you may inflict damage on an enemy hero of your choice, 1/2. Miniotis. When you play Miniosis, draw 2 cards, 1/3. Argonauts, 0/2. Helmet, +1 toughness. When you play this helmet, you may inflict 1 damage on the opposing unit. Myrmidons, when you play the Myrmidons, you receive 1 VP, 1/2. I like that art. On Alchemini, when you play Alchemini, your opponent draws 1 card. She only costs 1 though, so she's a 2/2. Not the worst deal in the world. Peleus, 3-drop. When you play Peleus, your opponent chooses and gives you 1 of their hand cards. You must either play it immediately at no cost or return it to them. Okay, so maybe they'll give you something bad that might help them, maybe. 1/4. Iphigenia. When Iphigenia attacks a red unit, her attack value is +1 until the end of the attack. 1/3. Dolan, 3-drop. Before Dolan attacks, inflict 1 damage on every green unit, including your own, 1/4. Eurydice. When you would discard Eurydice due to her damage tokens, you may discard a card from your hand to remove her tokens and move her to a free space on your side. Heroine, 1/2, and this happens always in effect. Paris, when you play Paris, inflict 2 damage on every enemy unit and 1 damage on each of your own units. And at this point, I'm gonna just show the cards. Exotica. Heracles. Sword. Helmet. Andromeda. Did not know that was Greek, Roman, whatever. Philoctetes. Argus. Argonauts. I think we saw that one before. Pandora. Not Soundhound. Meliger. Helmet. Idmon. Tori. Hecuba. Theseus. Menalus. Bellerophon. Neoptolemus. Diomedes. Like that color on Diomedes and the horse mouth. Lapithis. Okay, yeah, they reused the art now that I see that. Archaeans. Achilles. Yep, same art. Dardani. Danans. Protesilaus. Agamemnon. Laodice. Atlanta. What do players play? You ride on the things like every day. Syconis. Carians. Shield. Orpheus. Sword. Blank card. I think you make your own card. Must be. Andromachi. Corbius. Hyllus. Electra. Player reference cards in the middle of the thing for some reason. Patroclus. Odysseus. Carians, Nestor, Priam. Is Priam Asian? No. Cassandra, Egyptian or something. Shield. Pleiades, Helmet. Ephesians, Shield. Euphorbus, Amazons. The Nines again. Tori, Telemachus, looks Native American. Chiron, Telemon, Pokemon, Hector, Medea's Halloween Adventures, Myrmidons, Dardani, Tydeus, Saconis again, Linnaeus, Amazons, and Penelope. And Pollux. Those were some names on them folks. Alright. And tomorrow should be the gameplay. Come on back now. You're here. Dope.